All right. Well, good afternoon, friends, neighbors, colleagues, fellow workers in Colorado. Here at Kaplan Morrell, we're going to be talking with Rhonda Cordova, who is a very experienced workers' compensation attorney. Licenciada Cordova, ¿cómo estás? Y díganos de su experiencia, su práctica y lo que vamos a hablar hoy de los cicatrices y los beneficios de workers' compensation.
Muy bien, gracias. Yep. Have lots of experience. I heard experience in there somewhere.
Yeah, sadly, I hired Rhonda Cordova thinking with a name like Cordova, you'd be bilingual.
Yeah, no.
In German? Not even in German? Or
No.
So we're here in Rhonda's office, and as you can tell, it's December and Christmas because there is a purple tree in Rhonda's office.
It's a Dr. Seuss. It's a Seuss tree.
I know, but we need to get you a little bit more, I don't know, some Seussification things. Meanwhile, I'm hearing our legal beagle hound kind of try to claw through my door. Can you hear it? It's probably bad. But anyway, we digress. Happy holidays. So today we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked benefits in workers' compensation to injured workers, and that's what's called a disfigurement benefit. Disfigurement benefit covers what?
Well, it can cover what everybody normally would think of would be something like scarring from having had surgery. But we can also be covering things like if you have a limp from having had a back injury, for example, it may cause you to limp, or if you have a knee injury, you might be limping. It can cover swelling from one part of your body compared to the opposite uninjured part of your body. It may cover a difference in size, just as a result of a permanent, not so much swelling at that moment, but just permanently, you now one extremity is smaller than the other. You can have, if you have a shoulder injury, for example, maybe one shoulder is now higher than the other, and so that's going to be a permanent disfigurement.
Covers braces, hearing aids,
yes.
glasses, maybe, I don't know. Glass eyes, probably glass eye. Right?
Probably glass eye,
Yeah.
Not so much glasses, I don't think, but maybe.
I don't know. Some people are pretty ugly with glasses.
Then it might cover.
You know, I mean, in the Navy we called them BCDs, which is birth control devices, because they were so ugly you weren't ever going to get a date. But
okay,
anyway.
yeah. I don't think they compensate you for not being able to get a date, though.
No, that's true.
per se.
and the rule is that it has to be in a part of the body that's normally exposed to public. And so you would think maybe that's like, okay, my hands or my arms, but actually the famed rule or the unspoken rule is
Swimming suit.
the swimming suit rule. So if you were wearing a Speedo, and in fact one time I went to hearing and my client actually mooned the judge to show him his disfigurement. And Judge Velter goes, well, I see we're talking about the European Speedo version, Mr. Morrell. So, but it used to be that disfigurement was only $2,000, and then about maybe 7-10 years ago, they changed it to $2,000 to $4,000, with the higher level being for if it was your face.
Yes.
And then they started to inch it up every year. And now, for example, if you've been injured after July of 2018, I think it's close to almost 6,000 on the low end, and it's like 5,000 something on the low end and 11,000 on the upper
Yeah, I
end.
think it caps somewhere around.
But here's the important thing to understand. Very few insurance companies will voluntarily admit for disfigurement. In other words, that even though they know you've had surgery, they don't admit for it. It's actually fairly rare that insurance companies do it. And so if you're an injured worker and you have some visible manifestation, even if it's a limp, even if it's slight, even if it's temporary, like it only is, you only start limping towards the end of the day, you're entitled to some sort of disfigurement benefit. And all too often, insurance companies just don't admit for it. And
That's true.
And so.
And if they admit for it, you don't have to accept what they admitted to. You can
Correct.
always challenge it. It may not be enough. So you could have been undersold and you could challenge that.
And by and large, disfigurement is one of the things, again, we take very seriously. We almost always set them for hearing. You could submit photos, but we prefer to have our clients come with us to a hearing room to be able to show the judge, to be able to explain to the judge why and how it's disfiguring, etc. And it is a really a lost opportunity for most injured workers that they're not getting the benefits they're entitled to. The other kind of weird thing about disfigurement is we've got those two levels, that lower 5,000 and change level and that higher 10,000 level. And that higher level is applicable to three things. Number one is if your disfigurement's in your face, or if you have what's called extensive scarring. So it could be scarring all over your body. Maybe they've had to take skin grafts. I've seen that a lot. Then you can get that higher level. And the third one, which is kind of a weird variation on the law for the lack of a comma or whatever, is if it's burns. Even if it's just a burn here, theoretically you can get the max right there too. So anyway, so thank you. Anything else you want to talk about disfigurement? Are we good?
I did think of one other thing, discoloration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
discoloration. Yeah. Basically, it's any visible sign of the injury that's going to be considered disfigurement. So, again, if you know anybody who has been injured on the job in Colorado, we would appreciate you letting them know about us. We've been serving injured workers since 1995 and would appreciate helping you or your friends. Thanks very much and have a happy holiday.
Happy holidays.